Moving on to multiplier model, which we have already discussed, and we discussed that P is the most commonly used valuation ratio. So let's only discuss P here and save time. So for price to earnings ratio, let's say there are two companies A and B. A has a price to earnings ratio of 12x and B has a price to earnings ratio of 15x, which means you are paying $1, you are paying $12 for every $1 of earnings for A, and you are paying $15 for every $1 of earning for B. So generally, which company, if I say that both the companies are exactly same, so which one should you buy? You should buy A. Why? Because it is cheaper. You have to pay only $12 for $1 of earning. So if both are exactly same, A should be bought. But then again, there can be differences as well. So if I tell you that B has a growth rate of, let's say, 15%, projected growth rate of 15% for next 5 years, and A has a projected sustainable growth rate of 5%, then which one should you buy? B. So you should compare P then long-term forecasted growth rate then. And when you compare it with growth rate, the ratio that you calculate is known as PAG. PAG is P to growth ratio. P divided by growth. So it will tell you what is the P for 1% of growth. So for example, 12 divided by 5 and 15 divided by 15. So 12 divided by 5 would be 2.4 and 15 divided by 15 is 1. This means for every 1% of growth, you have a P of 2.4 for in A. And for every 1% of growth, you have a P of 1 for B, which means after accounting for growth, B looks cheaper. B has a lower P if I take a growth into account, or if I adjust it for growth. This is what PAG tells you. So quite often PAG is calculated when and then P and PAG both are used in taking the decision instead of just looking at PAG. Now moving on, secondly, this P can be calculated using two methods, or any multiple can be calculated using two methods. So there can be a trailing multiple, which is also known as lagging, or there can be a forward multiple, which is also known as leading. So P also can be trailing or can be forward. So what is trailing or forward? Let's say an asset has a price of $100 as of today, and its EPS in 2018 EPS was, let's say, $10, and its 2019 EPS is expected to be $12. So if you divide current price with historic EPS, then that will be known as trailing P, or last 12 month P, or lagging P. So lagging P would be 100 divided by 10. And if you divide it by the next 12 months EPS or next year's EPS, that will be known as forward. So this will be your forward P. So remember the difference between trailing multiple and forward multiple. So if you are using forward multiple, you will compare it with the forward fundamental. If you are using trailing multiple, you will compare it with the trailing fundamental.
So for past data, we will be using lagging P.
So yes, for forward you will using forward data. So for example, if I tell you that multiple is 12 times, correct multiple is 12x. Tell me the price. So for price you need to multiply it by EPS. So next question that you should ask me is that is it trailing or is it leading? If it is trailing, you will multiply it with the last 12 months your current EPS. If it is forward, you will multiply it with the next 12 month EPS. So both should be aligned. To do this question, what is the answer? Current price divided by next year's EPS, or next 12 month EPS, and NTM EPS. And forward, this is forward. Trailing would mean price divided by last 12 month EPS. So 20 and 16.6, which is approximately 70. Do second question. So you have two companies, simply X and Y. How do you decide which one is undervalued? If both are same, you will decide based on PE. You are told PEs are also same. So if PEs are also same, that means none of them is undervalued or overvalued. But then you are told that for same PEs, Y will give you 8% growth and X will give you 5% growth. So Y is giving you a higher growth with the same multiple, which means Y is a better option to invest into. So for example, if you have two assets A and B, if I tell you that B will have a life of 10 years, A has a life of 5 years, or you have two cars A and B, I tell you both cars are same, B has a life of 10 years, A has a life of 5 years, B has a price of 10 and A has a price of 10. So which one will you buy? Both have same price, one has a greater life, so which one should you buy? You should buy B obviously because it has a greater value for the same price. Similarly, if two companies are exactly same and one company has and both have the same PE as well, same multiple as well, that means you can buy any, but one has a higher growth rate, so you should buy definitely higher growth one. So obviously if there you have two exactly same assets available and one is giving you a higher benefit, then you will buy the one with the higher benefit, and that is under value. So Y is trading at the same PE despite higher growth rate. If Y has a higher growth rate, it should have a higher PE. Y is trading at the same PE despite higher growth rate. That means Y is under value compared to X. So simply 60 divided by 4 will be your PE, and you divide PE by 8, that will be your PAT. And simply for company Y it comes out to be 2.4. So which one is undervalued?
Which one is undervalued? We should be investing in 1.9. So undervalued is 1.9. X is
so the one with the lower PAG is undervalued compared to the other, and that is where we invest. If everything else is same. Otherwise, if there are other factors, then we need to account for those as well. X, Y is overvalued and compared to. So this is, if that is undervalued, then obviously this is overvalued. Sell. This example. In multiplier model, if you are performing valuation, how do you perform valuation? First step is that you select a multiple. So you have already been given the multiple that you will be using P to value. Second is you calculate reasonable multiple. What should be the reasonable multiple at which you calculate the price? So for reasonable multiple, once you have reasonable multiple and you have the EPS, you can multiply those and calculate price. What is price? Price is equal to PE multiplied by EPS. So for reasonable price, you need a reasonable PE and EPS. So now the question is that how do you find out reasonable PE and EPS? So for finding out reasonable PE, you have already been told that a reasonable PE is average of industry multiples. That is average of the players in the industry. So that means if you find out the PEs of these players and if you take its average, it will give you the reasonable multiple. Now the question is, should you calculate trailing PE or leading PE? So you will use leading PE. Whenever you have enough data available, it is better to go with leading PE. So first you will calculate PE. Forward PE would be price divided by forward EPS, next 12 month EPS. So 100 divided by 5, which is 20. Then 80 divided by so 4.5 is last 12 months. So what we discussed is that you can use this as well, but whenever you have forward data available, it is better to use forward multiple. Why? Because forward multiple is the reflective of the future. So you will calculate individual P's, forward P's, which is 20, 23, 18. You take the average, which is 20.3. Now you need to multiply this multiple with an EPS. Which EPS? Next 12 month EPS. Why? Because this P is a forward P. So you will multiply it with the forward EPS. So you have to calculate forward EPS. How do you calculate it? They have told you that EPS is expected to grow at 10% next year. Which means if it is $6 currently, it will be 6.6 in next year. So you have P, you have EPS, you multiply these two and you get value which is 134. You compare it with the current price and you decide whether is it undervalued or overvalued. 20, 23 and 18. So now you compare it with price, it is undervalued and you should buy. So make sure these basic concepts are clear, because until and unless this is clear, there is no use of making a model. This is the primary job of an analyst. So this is an introduction to valuation. I just thought this is important before you go into making financial model, because without this, there is no use of making any model or making any Excel sheet work.